More business news. The ECO could serve as a buffer in terms of currency trading among West African countries during the implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. That's according to the executive chairman of AB and David Africa, David Ofosu-Dorte. Even though the implementation of the single currency by West African economies has been shelved for now owing to some constraints, Mr. Ofosu-Dorte believes the currency, when implemented, has the potential of checking currency instability of member countries.
The likes of AfriExim and WAMI have already created payment platforms, and I've actually heard that MTN and EcoBank are doing similar things, which is seeking to allow people to be able to get paid in local currency at any point in time. So every challenge itself creates an opportunity for somebody, but I believe over a period this will be resolved. There is the possibility of the ECO, except that the ECO itself has its own challenges regarding the Francophone, as it were, Francophones rush to start it as against collective West Africa. But those are things that I believe our leaders will resolve. I think we shouldn't confuse West Africa with Africa. They are two different things. Already, these Francophone countries already have the CFA. For me, the issue which is more relevant is whether or not the currency is indexed to the euro or the reserve is in France, and many all those things which, as it were, makes it look like there is an external control. Those are things I mean, it is not within my capacity to go into those things. But I do believe that irrespective of diverse currencies we use, CFTA will make a significant change.
So how then do we deal with forex exchange in this particular issue?
When you talk about forex exchange, so you are not talking, you are not referring here to the local African currencies, because apart from perhaps the rand, I stand to be corrected, I don't believe any of our currencies is easily traded. Even the rand has its own challenges. It's had suffered. The last time I knew it was 1 to 19. So we would definitely have to be dealing with the basket of currencies, which currently the IMF has 5 of them. Euro, pound, dollar, yen, and then now the RMB, the Chinese currency. So these currencies, in terms of FX, will still remain a challenge that Africa has to overcome.
Industry is an important part of the financial sector, but heavily under-discussed. Anytime insurance is discussed is when there are issues with claim payments by insurance companies. Over a period of time, the regulator, that's the National Insurance Commission, has instituted a number of measures. What do you know about these measures, and how are they impacting insurance penetration, which is currently standing at approximately 1%? Philip Namfuri will be exploring these issues and more tonight on the PM Express, the business edition. But ahead of that, he's here for a teaser. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Sandra.
And earlier we played a story on employees faking sickness to stay away from work. Have you done that before?
Oh, I have several times. Several times, and
not
here. Other places I've worked, and if there's anybody watching me from that place of work, hello to you. But I have done it, and it's a call to employers to ensure that they give their employees the right conditions. Nothing can be perfect, but certain basic things should be there.
So conditions led to your decision to fake work?
Yes, and I was tired. I was just tired, the trekking and stuff like that. So if maybe it happens here, I may also decide to take another day.
Certainly not here, but let's go to today's issue, and it has to do with the insurance sector. And we spoke about a lot of measures being put in place, but what are some of these measures, and will they actually boost growth?
Okay, so on tonight's edition of PM Express Business, we'll be hosting Edgar Wiridu. He's an insurance practitioner, and we'll be looking at some of the measures, like you've rightly said. So one new measure that will be on the discussion table will be the motor insurance database. And how is this going to really ensure that we cut out fake insurance stickers, we cut out underpricing, undercutting, and all the other issues the regulator raises. And these are some of the things. Last year, the NIC released the annual report 2018. And in there, some of the insurance companies had their financials published, their profit after tax.
Right.
Some of them were making losses. What are some of the reasons? So do those reasons that they made losses match up with what the commission says about the industry? These are some of the things we want to explore. When you take an insurance policy document, what are some of the things they put in there? Sometimes you see TPPD. What does that mean?
Do we even look at those things?
No, most of us don't look at those things. You just pay your thing and you're driving your car, you're doing whatsoever. And more often than not, the focus is on motor insurance. I'll ask you, apart from motor insurance, what type of insurance do you have?
Nothing else.
Exactly. Yeah. So these are some of the things you want to get into and see how best and whether if these measures will indeed have an impact. There was one that was brought sometime 2013, 2014, circa no premium, no cover, trying to increase the premium base of insurance companies because people come and take insurance and delay in payments. This affects the insurance companies in terms of their net premiums they receive or the premiums they receive broadly, and where they go and invest it, are the returns coming enough? A lot of issues come in there. Then in the end, they can't play your claims issues, stuff like that. So we'll discuss all these things.
It's quite surprising that insurance penetration is just about 1%. That's quite serious. And what are some of the issues? Why is that so?
Even if you look in the NIC's annual report, there were a plethora of reasons. The one I'll highlight is the public perception about insurance. Everybody thinks it's just a payment of money for nothing in return. Rather than banking where you go and put and you can physically go back for your money. You give the insurance company money.
I'm laughing because, we had a conversation earlier whether you asked whether my car was
comprehensive or third party.
Comprehensive.
I don't want to mention that.
And the reason I gave you is basically what we are talking about.
So that's the perception issue. Yeah. But in other parts of the world, the insurance sector drives the financial markets. In our part of the world, it's the other way around. The banking sector is the one on top. The insurance sector is one at the bottom. We need to see how best we can improve the insurance from all parts. Yeah.
So you're going to discuss this tonight. Who are your guests and what more should viewers expect from you tonight?
So tonight we're doing a one-man show.
Okay.
Once in a while, we need to diversify. Just bring one person on board. The commission has spoken a number of times on this issue, so we want to see a practitioner's view on this. So Edgar Wiredu is our guest.
He's quite knowledgeable in that area.
In these areas. And viewers should be informed, should expect to be informed about the terminologies and the intricacies surrounding the insurance sector. I like the way you're smiling.
Philip, I mean, one other issue, I don't know whether you're going to talk about it tonight, has to do with the minimal capital requirement for the insurance sector.
Yes, that's one of the things we've tabled. NIC has given the insurance companies, life and non-life insurance companies, up to 30th June 2021 to meet the insurance, together with the reinsurance companies, etc. What was the reasoning for this? We've discussed this at some length, but we've never really delved into it. The focus has been on the banking industry. Is this minimum capital requirement really necessary for the insurance sector at this time? And will it really solve some of the problems that we are seeing currently in the sector? So that's basically.
I'm tempted to ask you whether you think it's necessary at the time and whether it will bring about any change at all. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I won't say anything.
Philip Nafuri. So Philip Nafuri is the host of the business edition of PM Express, and the show is on tonight on the JoyNews channel on Multi TV and DSTV channel 421. Please do make a date to the commodity market. Now, crude oil sold today at $54.92 a barrel after going down by 0.36 cents a barrel. The commodity news is up next. Multimedia Group Limited is celebrating 25 years of excellence. We say thank you so much for choosing us. That's all for business today. There's more business updates on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Sandra Esinamap, and thanks so much for watching.